Yeah, I didn't have any alcohol for this one, so I had to settle for painkillers. They didn't help. So we now have episode 6 of The Acolyte. And thank God there's only 2 of these left, because I can't deal with much more of this. And as much as they've been talking about their ideas for season 2 and everything, they're not getting a season 2. Have you seen the ratings for this show? They've been in the toilet. And even them touting that it's their biggest premiere of 2024, I think I said this already, but what's its competition? X-Men 97? That shitty Doctor Who? Oh, Echo definitely put up big numbers, right? Wrong. If you can't tell, there's probably an echo. I can hear an echo because I'm in a different location. I'm on vacation right now, but I still have to make this video because I know, which is also why it's being posted way later than normal, because I'm having to film it way later than normal. You can tell the different circumstances. The audio's messed up. I'm a little further from my camera than I usually am. So, yeah, I just thought I'd get that out there. But, and here's something else that's funny about this episode. While I was watching this episode on my phone, on the TV was playing Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And I was having much more fun watching Shia LaBeouf swing around in the jungle like Spider-Man and watching a bunch of giant fire ants eat somebody than I had watching this episode. And that's not a sarcastic, snide comment at this. I was legitimately seeing those scenes on the TV during this episode and having more fun watching those than I had watching this episode, because once again, nothing fucking happens in this episode. I mean, basically the entire crux of this episode is Smilo Ren trying to turn OSHA to the dark side and possibly succeeding, but you know that the diverse female characters can never just either be the antagonist or stay the antagonist. Do I need to bring up Riva or What's-Her-Face from Battlefront 2? I don't think I do. And we'll get back to that later. And the other half of this is is May posing as OSHA, and I think the main Jedi Master figures it out. There's a couple other Jedi Knights running around not doing shit, and they discover the dead bodies and everything, but that's about all this episode has to offer. But much like the other episodes, there's mainly 2 things to talk about. One is that, of course, you've probably heard about this already, but they have the scene where she's watching Smilo Ren, he's swimming around butt-ass naked in the water, and they're on a planet that looks very similar to Octo or Octu. I've heard it pronounced both ways, and I don't really care which one is correct, because it's from Last Jedi. Yeah, and if you don't know what it is, it's the planet that Luke isolated himself on. It looks exactly like that. I wouldn't be surprised if it was the same location, yet they're just pretending it's somewhere else. I'm pretty sure they even said it was unknown, so even the writers don't even fucking know where they are, so that's just lovely. And he literally walks out the water still naked, and they literally have a shot of her glancing down at his, lightsaber. So, yeah, we now have Star Wars sexualizing people. And aren't these the same people that keep telling us that Star Wars is for kids, so we shouldn't criticize it? Yeah, this is exactly what I want in a kids show. And then you also have, who I think is Leslie Headland's wife, with that stupid lightsaber whip. And again, these characters, and of course she has to save the white male who is one of those soy boy, idiots that can't contribute a damn thing. He has to just stand there looking like an idiot, looking all impressed at the diverse female character, doing everything while he stands there like a bumbling dumbass. And yeah, that's about all there is to say about this episode, because again, nothing else happens in this episode. I don't understand how they've written so many episodes where nothing happens. We've had 1 episode, and that was ironically when the ratings peaked, was with episode 3, because everyone knew how bad it was, how bad everyone said it was, so they're like, holy hell, how bad is this really? I have to see it. That was where the ratings peaked, with episode 3. Every episode since has just been, every episode before and since has just been boring crap. Which is why the ratings have been so much lower than episode 3, because there's nothing big about them that are bringing people to see just how bad it is. Episode 1 and 2 was just nothing. Episode 3 was so bad that everybody apparently had to go watch it. And that's shown with the IMDb ratings as well, where not only that's obviously the lowest rated episode of the show at like a 3.5, which it should be at a 1 at most, but either way, it had about 20,000 reviews on it, or not reviews, ratings on it. And then episodes 1 and 2 and 4, they had, I think the peak was like 7,000. There, you can see the steep drop there, because other than that one episode that was so bad, so cringy, and broke so much canon that everybody had to flock to see it just to see what all the commotion was about. These other episodes, no one gives a shit. There's nothing else to talk about with the other episodes. I mean, the last one had a fight that was honestly not very good. People say, oh, this is prequel tier lightsaber battle. No, this is like episode 4 tier. It wasn't that great of a fight. It was an extremely overrated battle. It was just people desperately clinging on to something that could help them defend this garbage heap of a show. Oh, there's something else I wanted to talk about this episode, where it completely rips off Revenge of the Sith. In a very cringy moment, Osha puts on the Smilo Ren helmet, and just like Revenge of the Sith, as soon as she puts it on, music cuts out and you get the shitty rip-off Darth Vader breathing. And it's not just the breathing with the echo in the mask, it is literally going... like, legitimately her trying to sound like Darth Vader. It's fucking cringy. It astonishes me just how little of a shit I give about Star Wars now. It was a point back when Last Jedi came out when I realized, holy crap, not everything that comes out of here, I'm not going to like everything that came out of this. I mean, even as a kid, I didn't like every movie. I didn't like episodes 2 or 3 when I was a kid. I still don't, by the way, but either way, that was about all that I didn't like that I had seen. Nowadays, I would be astonished if I ever see Star Wars make something decent again. Because, again, Disney Star Wars, while they have about 95% of the stuff they put out has been hot trash, I've liked some things, but only some. I thought, when I saw Force Awakens, it was my favorite Star Wars film. I definitely wouldn't put it up there now. I think that was the recency bias effect getting to me. But I still don't mind the film. There are really bad movies that I've seen that people just say, oh, just turn your brain off and enjoy it. I can't do that with a straight-up shitty movie like people try to tell me to do with Zack Snyder's Justice League or Batman v Superman or one of his other garbage heaps of films. But Force Awakens is legitimately something I can just turn my brain off and enjoy. Rogue One, I still think is a solid film. It's not great, but it's solid. And Solo, I really like. I think that was incredibly underrated. And of course, Rebels is really good. But other than that, I have not liked anything. I liked Mandalorian originally, but I haven't liked it upon rewatching. It's not great, and Season 3 was the death sentence, and that movie is not going to save Star Wars. Disney can't get it through their heads that this woke trash isn't working, because guess what? Inside Out, which had no woke pandering, and none of that in definitely not even in the trailers, and none in the film, guess what? That just broke $1 billion within a few weeks. See what happens when you just try to make a good film. I didn't even bother reviewing Inside Out 2, even though I saw it in the theater, because I don't want to tell people to go give Disney... Maybe I should do a review of it, because it's showing what Disney can be when they don't try to pander to the 1%. But I also don't want to tell people, go give Disney your money, because that'll make Disney think, oh, we're not really on the decline, we just had a movie break $1 billion. It'll just make everything worse. The spiral will continue. And especially won't help with their other Star Wars projects that are in the works, which will not make money. Mandalorian Grogu will not make money after Season 3 was such a cataclysm. The Rey movie will not make money. That will bomb horribly. Star Wars Outlaws, that ain't gonna make money. And I don't even know what their next show is supposed to be. Skeleton Crew? No, I don't see that doing well either. And apparently Disney is still hemorrhaging money by overproducing on their movies and shows, because not Falcon and Winter Soldier, Captain America Brave New World, apparently with the reshoots, that movie's budget has ballooned up to possibly $375 million. That is insane. Apparently it's because they basically reshot the entire film. So, tell me this, what's the point of making the film then if you're just gonna reshoot the entire thing? But that tells you right there where Disney's at. I still have faith in Marvel because I think Kevin Feige's the one person who fights back. He's the one, because, yeah, they've had their duds and have some woke shit seep into some of them, like She-Hulk and the Marvels, but those have been a lot more rare than their other properties. Like, they couldn't even get through one season of Percy Jackson without it. Their Star Wars shows, it's all of them now. Literally all of them. And their animated films, those are all flopping, except for, again, Inside Out 2, which was just a film they're made to entertain people. Disney's not about entertainment anymore. They're about pandering. And even one of the legendary directors who had worked with Disney, worked on films like Little Mermaid, Aladdin, and Hercules, John Musker, and did Moana about a decade ago, he basically straight up said that Disney needs to stop focusing on the pandering because that's what's losing them money. And he's absolutely right. This isn't a hard concept to grasp, but everybody at Disney is apparently as retarded as this show and can't get the message. So, yeah, that's all I got, and I'll see y'all next time.